First, open the fabric liner where the fabric needs to be ironed. 2 sheets each of cotton lining and translucent hot melt adhesive. 1 of each, divided into 2 groups. If you use fabrics like silkwood and brocade, must be pre-shrunk first. Cut the fabric after pre-shrinking. Cover it with a thin cotton cloth. Set the iron to silk. Iron at the speed of the video. Iron with steam, but don't leave it on for a long time. The fabric will be noticeably smaller after ironing. Prepare the pieces of fabric slightly larger than the fabric lining. This position is facing up. This is the bottom. The grainy feel is the adhesive surface. The adhesive surface is completely overlapped with the double-sided tape. Double-sided tape in the center, 2 layers overlapping completely. Use an iron with 2 or more kilowatts of power instead to silk. Temperature of the second stage. Iron by pressing from the center to the sides. Iron with a little bit of pressure downwards. Ironing at the speed of the video. Pay special attention to where you iron the edges. Iron and move to one side to cool, press with books. Then iron the other piece in the same way. Bend the fabric to check after cooling. Fabric interlining is fully fitted to the fabric. Check both pieces. Then check out this piece of microfiber. Microfiber colors are matched to the color of the purchased leather pieces. This is the glue surface. There is a layer of adhesive film on the top, which needs to be heated and glued with an iron. Glue faces flush with the back of the fabric. Hold it in both hands and turn it over to the front. Separate them with a thin cotton cloth. Adjust the temperature to silk. Iron by pressing from the center to the sides. Then press it down with a book and wait for it to cool down. Make sure you put something heavy on it. Because microfiber is thin, it is easy to roll up and deform after ironing. Check it when it cools down. Trim to microfiber shape. Prepare the other piece in the same way. The bag is sewn in 4 parts. Stitch the bottom first. Then splice the center. Then the handles are pieced and finally sewn together with the lining. Take out these 2 pieces. Measure 3 times the line of the length of the piece of leather. Leather facing inward, microfiber facing outward, two layers interlocked. If you can't tell the difference between the leather side and the microfiber side, you can compare it with the carrying handle. Raised area on the front of the carrying handle. The reverse side is microfiber. Put them together and you'll see. Bottom leather pieces facing each other, microfiber to the outside. Two needles are threaded through the first and second holes in the leather. Repeat for the first stitch. Left hand pulls the thread, right hand sews it up. Show it here. Take out this material. It's not positive or negative, both sides are the same. Pose it like this and connect it. This thread at the top goes through the large center hole in the bottom of the bag. The line at the bottom also goes through the large centered hole. The holes in the center are a little bigger. Three layers of stitching like this. Using any thread, sew the holes on the right. Single suture to the right. Be careful to tighten the thread when sewing. And then sew it back up. Repeat for the topmost stitch to reinforce it. And then back to the beginning. Then double stitch sew to the left. Sew all remaining holes. This last stitch is closed with a single thread and repeated with one stitch. This way, both sides are sewn. Then repeat one stitch on each of the two needles, cut the threads. Then sew up the other side. This side is the same as the previously sewn one. This one's at the bottom, sew here too, at the bottom. The order of direction should be the same on both sides. Suture method is the same. Sew it up to this point. The line at the bottom goes through the midpoint. The line at the bottom goes through the midpoint. Be sure to pay attention to the direction and order. Sew the left hole with any thread. Remember to repeat the stitch. Back to the center. Sew up the remaining holes. The effect of sewing up the bottom of the bag. Next, use a disposable container with a little drop of glue in it. Dip a toothpick into it and stick it on the thread. Keep away from the leather when you run out of glue. Turn the bottom of the bag to the front again, starting from any corner. No visible stitching on the bottom. Only see a little stitching. Just keep the white piece straight. The bottom of the bag is taken care of. Then check out these four. Choose a nice piece for the front of the bag. Use of edge banding on the front. Measure the lines 6 times the length of the edging strip. Side edges sewn together with overlocking strips on the front. For layers of stitching. Edge banding wraps around the front, sew together with another piece of the body. Remaining one hole, sew with any thread. Overlap the stitches and cut the threads. Leave the threads on the back side. Edge banding is used here, so other side also use edge banding. Same stitching method. The effect of the sewn center section. Then put the two parts together. Here's the front. Bottom, look at the side, let the pieces on the top be front. Here's the front, too. Front to front alignment. Measure the line 4 times the circumference of the bottom. You can take care of the threads first, or sew up the bottom and then deal with it. Because the bottom was just sewn wrong, so here are the holes. Judging the front side by the edging strips. And the bottom, on the outer layer, is the front. Put it together like this. Sewing from the large central hole. And the big hole in the bottom of the bag. Sewing to the side. The holes in the splice and the holes in the edging strips will line up just fine. Both the top and bottom half of the right side are front. Splicing position tensioning line. Sew to the other side, also with the large center hole aligned. video may not be able to see, corresponding to their enhance of the leather is clearer, then sew up the body of the bag. The effect of stitching on the body of the bag. Take out these two pieces of microfiber. Here is where the magnet is mounted. Microfiber flip to the back. Measure 1 cm up from the bottom and draw a line. After drawing a line, install the magnetic clasp. Put in the spacer and flatten it with a small tool. You can use the extra sutures to close the small D-ring. Or measure the length of the handle 3 times the line. Let the side out, through the debuckle. Magnet underneath, note the orientation of the D-ring placement. Align the holes and sew the 3 layers together. Leave a small piece of thread on the reverse side. Repeat the stitch. Sew up the D-ring like this. Repeat 1 stitch before breaking the thread. Sew the other D-ring in the same way. Magnet down, splice side. Measure 3 times the wire length of one of the pieces. Be sure to note that the magnetic clasp is down. The leather handles are stitched in the same way, but pay attention to the direction of the handle. Leather handles are narrow at the top and wide at the bottom. Make sure before you sew it up. Measure the line 4 times the circumference of the body of the bag. The right side of the handle is on the upper level. The other side of the handle is also right on the upper level. It's in the same order as this one. Follow the side beveled edges. Top tune, bottom stitching. Connecting the body of the bag, sewing a circle. Sew the patchwork in place, and don't cut the threads. This piece is all on the upper level. Check this. Then connect the body of the bag. Body and bottom of the bag are confirmed to be in one direction. The attached carrying handle is also unified on the front. Use this stitch. Connect to this location. Depending on your habits, sew a circle to the left or right. Align the second hole. The second hole may be a bit obscured. Take care when sewing. It's easy to miss. This hole is more to the side. The 3 side layers are all frontal, same direction. Sew it downwards. Sew to the large center hole, being careful to align. The stitching here is relatively simple. Just make sure the 4 center points are aligned. Sew into the other side of the side. The second hole is easily obscured and the alignment holes are sewn together. Threading carefully without puncturing the edge banding. Sew up the handle joints. The outer layer of the bag is now sewn. The threads inside are also finished. Then sew the lining. Smooth out the side seams on both sides of the lining with a fingernail. Align side to side to find the true midpoints. Double-sided adhesive on the back of the microfiber handle according to the curved line. Because it's curved here, it can be pasted in sections. Double-sided tape does not cover the holes. It doesn't matter if it obscures the arc. Measure the line 4 times the length of this section. Same stitching method as the leather carrying handle. Sewing from the opening of the bag. Magnetic clasp down. Direction is identified by the position of the magnetic clasp. Do not cut the thread after sewing. Remove the double-sided tape. The thick part of the magnetic closure aligns with the zipper pocket of the lining. Wall pockets align the front of the bag. Fix each center point first. Align the large hole with the center point and fix it according to the drawn line. The lining can't be pulled. Gently press to hold in place. The midpoint of the side edges is based on the stitching, not the edge of the leather. Fix the center point, and then stitch the rest of it. If the lining is a little bigger, split the excess evenly. Don't cut all the excess in one place. Pull the line out. And then sewing. Same method of connection as at source body. It doesn't matter if the stitching on the back isn't pretty, you can see it on the finished product. The lining's done. The lining is slipped off of the body of the bag, and the thin side of the magnetic closure is aligned with the front of the bag. On the left is the front. It's the side with the edging strip. Measure the quadruple line of the perimeter of the carrying handle. Suture the perimeter of the bag. Sewing from the side piecing point. Sew to the patchwork position and repeat 1 stitch for reinforcement. Over here, true. Finish sewing the inner ring of the handle. Once you've sewn the back opening in place, it's easy to sew the holes in the inner ring together. Measure 3 times the line of the circumference of the body of the bag. After sewing, take care of the threads on the body of the bag and you're done.